If you've ever made no-bake cookies that stayed gooey, turned dry and crumbly, or just wouldn't set, the problem probably isn't your recipe. It's one tiny step that most people get wrong. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to make perfect no-bake cookies every single time. And the best part is you don't even have to heat the house up because they don't need to go in the oven. We can do everything on the stovetop. So let's get started. Before you even turn on the stove, measure every ingredient. This recipe moves fast once the chocolate mixture is ready and there isn't time to stop and measure oats or peanut butter. I already have my baking sheet lined with parchment paper. If you have smaller pans, you'll want to line 2 pans. And this simple step alone prevents a lot of failed batches. Now we're going to turn our burner on to medium-high heat using a 2.5 to 3-quart medium saucepan. And then I have my favorite OXO whisk here. We'll be putting in 1/2 cup of butter. Always use real unsalted butter. Avoid margarine as its higher water content and lower fat level will ruin the texture. 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1/2 cup of milk. We're going to keep stirring these until everything is completely melted. And then we want this to come to a boil, not just the little bubbles around the outside edge, but we want to make sure that the entire mixture reaches a full rolling boil. And that's when you start your timer. We're going to stir this constantly for exactly 1 minute. If you don't let this boil for a full minute, the cookies stay soft and they won't harden. And if you boil it too long, the sugar begins to crystallize and your cookies become dry and crumbly. If you really want perfect results every time, you can use a candy thermometer and cook it to 230 degrees. Now that the timer's gone off, we're going to immediately remove the pan from the heat. We're going to add our 2/3 cup of peanut butter. Something that the recipe does not call for is salt. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt in here. Not very much, just enough to enhance the flavor. And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to mix this together until smooth. And next comes the oats. The recipe recommends quick oats instead of old-fashioned oats. Quick oats absorb the chocolate mixture much better and give these cookies that classic soft and fudgy texture. Now I will say that typically I do use the old-fashioned oats and they turn out just fine. But today I decided to mostly follow the recipe and use the quick oats so that you can see the final texture and look of the cookie. Now we're going to want to work quickly because the mixture starts setting almost immediately. I like using a cookie scoop so that they all come out the same size. Here's something that I thought was fascinating. Even though we call these cookies, they're actually much closer to fudge. Traditional cookies depend on flour and eggs. These depend on sugar reaching the softball stage. As the sugar cools, it forms tiny crystals that hold everything together. And that's why 1 minute of boiling matters so much. In many parts of the South, they even called these preacher cookies. Legend says that families could spot the preacher riding up the driveway and quickly whip up a batch that would be cooled and ready to serve by the time he finished greeting everyone. I've always loved hearing stories like that because recipes aren't just food, they're part of our family history. These will spread out, so you'll want to space them apart a little bit. You can let these cool on the counter, but if you want that perfectly firm fudgy texture, you can put them in the refrigerator for about 20 to 30 minutes. Typically, I just let them cool on the counter. All right, our cookies have cooled down, so let's get them transferred over to the plate. Look at that. Not dry, not crumbly, just perfect. Now that is exactly what a no-bake cookie should taste like. If you've made these before and you've ever had a problem with them setting, let me know in the comments. And if you decide to give this recipe a try, I'd also love to hear how they turn out for you. And if you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe so that you can join me here again next time. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Bye for now.